Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a tool that promises to solve one of the biggest headaches for anyone who manages Windows machines, keeping all those darn apps up to date. We're talking about putting the whole process on autopilot.
I mean, seriously? Does this feel familiar? If you're in IT or you're just the go-to tech person in your circle, you know this feeling. That little voice in the back of your head telling you something, somewhere is probably out of date and maybe a little insecure. It honestly feels like it could be a job all by itself. And you know why it feels that way? It's because of this soul-crushing loop. You check an app for updates. You hunt down the download link. You run the installer, click Next, Next, Finish. And then you do it all over again for the next app and the next machine. It's not just tedious, it's a massive time sink.
But what if you could just stop? What if you could flip a switch and have a genuine autopilot for all those applications? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into right now. So, say hello to Winget-AutoUpdate, or WAU for short. Now, this isn't some big clunky program. It's actually a super lightweight, totally free, and open source script. What it does is it cleverly hooks into the Windows package manager, Winget, which is already baked right into modern Windows. WAU just runs quietly in the background, usually about once a day, and takes care of all those updates without you having to lift a finger.
And here's the best part. How do you actually get this amazing tool? Well, you use Winget to install the Winget Updater. You just pop open a terminal, run this one simple command, and you are good to go. You've got to love how meta that is. It's just perfect.
And listen, this isn't some obscure script that's going to disappear tomorrow. It's got over 1,600 stars on GitHub. Now, for those who know, that's a huge vote of confidence. It tells you this project is well loved, it's actively maintained, and there's a real community standing behind it.
Okay, so automatic updates are great. We love that. But what about those times you don't want an app to update? That one critical piece of software that has to stay on a very specific version or everything breaks. Well, this is where WAU goes from being just convenient to being incredibly powerful.
WoW gives you two ways to handle this. Think of it like being the bouncer at a club. With a block list, you're telling WoW, hey, see this app right here? It's not on the list. Don't touch it, ever. Perfect for something like a specific version of Photoshop. Or you can flip the script and use an allow list. That's you telling WoW you are only allowed to update these specific apps like Chrome and VLC. Everything else, hands off. It's complete control, whichever way you need it.
And the fine-tuning doesn't end there. You can get really granular. By default, it runs when you log on. But maybe you want it to run weekly instead. Done. Getting too many pop-up notifications? You can dial it back to only show you errors, or even turn them off completely. And this is a smart one. It won't run on a metered connection by default, so it doesn't chew through your mobile data. But you can change that if you want. You are in the driver's seat. All right, but now we're getting to the real secret sauce. This is the feature that takes WAU from a really cool tool to an absolute game changer, especially for sysadmins and power users. This is where you can truly make the update process do exactly what you want it to. Because we've all dealt with these, right? That one app that, no matter what, insists on plastering a shortcut on every single desktop. Or that corporate tool that needs a special command line flag just to get past the EULA silently. Your basic automation just can't handle those weird edge cases.
And that is exactly what mods are for. A mod is really just a simple PowerShell script, one that you write that WAU can run for you at a very specific moment. Think of it like a set of hooks. You can hang your own custom instructions on any part of the update process for any app. So for example, that annoying desktop shortcut from Acrobat Reader, you just write a tiny script that says, delete this file and tell Whiproo to run it right after the install is finished. Problem solved. Forever. Or that installer that needs a special command to accept the license agreement, a mod can pass that command right along for a totally silent install. It's just so elegant. And look at how precise this is. You can trigger your script before the installation even starts, or after it's done. You can even have a script that only runs if the installation fails, maybe to clean up some temp files. With Override and Custom, you can inject your own arguments directly into the command line. This is the kind of surgical control that turns a good tool into a professional one.
Okay, so this is all fantastic for your personal machine, but what about when you're responsible for 100 PCs? Or 1,000? Well, the good news is WalkU was built from the ground up to scale.
Right out of the gate, WalkU is made to work with the big enterprise management tools. The project gives you all the logic and sample scripts you need to push it out to your entire fleet using things like Microsoft Intune or SCCM. So you can get every machine running it, configured the way you want, without leaving your chair. And this is where you can see it's really built for IT pros. You're not going to manage block lists on every single machine, right? Of course not. You just put one central list on a network share and point all your clients to it. Same for your mods. Host them on a server or in Azure Blob Storage. It even has features to help you migrate from older scripts. And, crucially, lets you lock down settings using group policy. This is the real deal for IT management.
So when you look at all of this, it's about more than just saving a bit of time. It's about fundamentally changing your workflow. It's about swapping that constant, nagging chaos for quiet, intelligent control. By combining the native power of Winget with the incredible flexibility of VAU, you can conquer that update cycle for good. The only question left is, are you ready to put your updates on autopilot